Okay, hi, I'm back this evening with Ravenhearst, one of my absolute favourite hidden object games. It's probably the game that got me into hidden object gaming in the first place, because I like hidden object games, but they have to have a little bit of a creepy element to them. So yeah, I'm here again this evening. Hopefully there's a few more of you out there than there were earlier. I think streaming around lunchtime, everyone was too busy on the Saturday enjoying being outdoors, although it was awful weather down here today. So don't forget, pop in the chat if you want to join in, if you want to let me know where the hidden objects are, if you want to help solve any of the puzzles. Always willing for people to help out. And if you enjoy it, don't forget to give us a follow. And you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter and YouTube as well at KDGaming UK. I'm the Magpie and you're with me this evening, and you'll have KD back tomorrow and the rest of the week. So I'm just here on Saturday feeding my hidden object obsession, really. And if you enjoy it, that's great. If you don't, I'm just enjoying playing it regardless. So let's go. Okay, give you guys a chance to read this. I've played this game a lot, so I know most of this off by heart. So I'm going to be working my way through the Ravenhearst series. Today we're doing the first one, which is Ravenhearst, but I've also got the other 4 of the Ravenhearst series, which is Return to Ravenhearst, Key to Ravenhearst, Escape from Ravenhearst, and Ravenhearst Unlocked, I think is the more recent one. So over the next few weeks we'll be working our way through those. And if you're a fan of the Broken Sword series, after Ravenhearst I'm probably going to start on some Broken Sword games, and there'll be other hidden object games as we go along. Okay, and don't forget, you can comment in the chat and join in the game and play along at home. And I'm just going to take 1 second because I forgot to put my glasses on. If you're wondering why I don't use webcam, partly it's because I don't particularly like being on camera, but secondly it's because the webcam box would block a lot of the screen, and if you're looking for things, it's not sensible having the screen covered. This one slows you down a little bit because you have to wait for them to disappear before you can click on the next one. Whereas in some of the other games I'll click like everything that I'm looking for and just blitz my way through it. With this one you have to wait for the item to disappear into the bag. Although saying that, I'm not seeing the spider anywhere. Oh yes I am. Okay. So it's light and dark, so I'm going to go with light over here. Things to do with daylight and things to do with nighttime on this side. Sundial. I've just completely put that on the wrong side. Sorry. There's nighttime over here, daytime over here. So if you're playing these games, quite often you have to think outside the box, because where it will say a bat, there's a baseball bat, but also there was a flying bat. So you have to think about the different meanings of the word. And don't forget, you can comment if you can see the location of anything. Don't be shy. Comment and let us know. I always forget what I'm looking for halfway through looking for it. So I have to keep going back and checking what it was. What am I looking for? A tambourine and a camera. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to put my phone on charge. Bear with me one sec. Okay, camera and a tambourine. That's not a tambourine. Saying this, I haven't played this game in ages. I've played it so many times, but I've not played it in ages, so I can't remember where most of the things are hidden. So it's not. I haven't played it like yesterday and forgotten where they all are. If I had, that would be really embarrassing. The camera. There it is. Okay. Complete the first floor. So cooking pots, mop, birdhouse. Stopwatch. Shovel. What are we looking for now? A cupcake and some tomato. Oh, okay, done. Okay, these puzzles are a part of the game. They reveal a bit more of the story. They're a bit of a necessary evil. I don't mind doing the puzzles, but I much prefer the hidden object aspect of it and the puzzles that actually have more of a confusion element to them rather than just a straight jigsaw puzzle. But it does give another element to the game, so I don't mind it so much. Oh, in the wrong place. Okay, so it's Charles Dalamar. We'll hear a bit more about him in a bit. Apparently he's quite handsome, she reckons. Yeah, she's going to regret meeting him. Sorry, spoiler alert. Okay. So next we're looking for a few more things. We've got brain. Chocolate cone. Eyeball. A phone. So we're looking for a faucet, a 7, some golf clubs. Seven. Orange slice. A faucet or a tap. And some golf clubs. So where's the golf clubs? I can't remember where the golf clubs are. Don't forget to comment in the chat if you're playing along at home. But now I can't find the golf clubs. Now I know I've seen it. I just can't remember where I saw it. No, that's not it. There. So the game does get progressively more difficult, more awkward, and in a few of the games it gets more annoying too. So this one's a bit slow. They learnt from this game, I think, as they progressed, and the game's got harder, a little creepier in some of them, and the story element was less a diary and more animated sort of cutscenes. So this one may be a little bit slow going at the start. But it's necessary to play this one in order to follow the story later on in the other games. Okay, what am I looking for? Remote control, sunglasses, mushroom, and a paintbrush. So just sunglasses. See it as well, guys. Oh, hi Amanda, Moo 2020. So remember, if you're here, let us know where you are, or join in and let us know where to find objects on the screen, because I do get stuck. I might be good at these games-ish, but I do get stuck. Like right now, I can't see the sunglasses. So if you can see them, let me know where you think they are. There they are. You're at home. Well, I thought you were off on some exciting adventure. Okay, so these are the puzzle locks. So these games have a lot of locks like this that are weird and they have more of a puzzle element to them. And you have to try to figure it out from... Hi, Lurching Eye. If you guys have time, go over and watch Lurching Eye Gaming next time she's live, because supporting all the other girls that are gaming. And also, her streams are just really good and quite funny. And I can't remember how to do this lock. Oh, yes, I can. Okay, so don't forget, you can comment, let me know if you can see anything if you're playing along at home. This one slows you down quite a bit. Baseball bat, a pistol, and a bike tire. Like I said, I've not played this game in quite a long time, so yeah, I have trouble remembering where everything is. Okay, we're on another puzzle. Like I said, these are a necessary part of the game, although sometimes they can make it feel like the game's being a bit slow. Oh, for goodness sake. They don't have the puzzle element in the later games, which I'm quite pleased about, because I find the puzzle element after a while gets a bit annoying. Because I can't remember where it all goes. In case you didn't realise it, KD is the one responding in the comments. So while I'm playing and chatting, I cannot be held responsible for anything he's writing in the chat. Normally... Oh. Second. Amanda Moo has followed, I think because she wants a 5-night sticker next Friday. But yeah, I can't be held responsible for what KD is posting. So, same as when he is streaming, I'm normally the one writing in the comments. But I can't be held responsible for anything he's saying right now. Okay, so this game starts out with the diary looking a bit romantic and a bit sappy, which is really not my thing. But yeah, quickly the relationship changes. Charles Dalamar is the main protagonist through this game, but the Dalamar family are all a bit messed up, and they're the main protagonists through the whole Ravenhearst series. So like I said, this is the first one, so it's a little slow going. But once we've got through this one, we're going to have Return to Ravenhearst and some of the later ones, which are a little more messed up than this one. So if I'm stopping, it's because I'm quite amused by what's being written in the chat. And I'm trying to check on what KD is putting up while I'm on it. What am I looking for? A Buddha and a watering can. In there. Okay, I see what you're talking about. Sorry, I thought you meant in the bowl. Watering can. Okay, so we're out in the garden. So what's everyone been up to today? Anyone been doing anything interesting? I've just been faffing about with games, makes a change from working. But what's anyone else been up to? Let us know. And I've been watching crime dramas. I'm a bit obsessed. Crime dramas, mysteries, true crime, anything crime related, murders, anything. Watch all of that. And I don't know if anyone here watches Bailey Sarian. I watch all of her stuff. Because I'm a bit true crime obsessed. Fixing an Xbox controller. Was that perils of having a child, or did it just break on its own? Okay. So yeah, if there's any topics people want to chat about while we're streaming, let us know as well. Happy to chat about anything within reason. Hello, Mini Lurching Eye. Okay, what am I looking for? Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked reading the chat. Safety pin and a caterpillar. Oh, it's horrible. When I play these games, usually I blitz through them, but being on here, I get nerves whenever I'm on here, and then I'm like forgetting what I'm doing every 5 minutes. Okay, so we've got another bad lock. Oh, I remember this one being really annoying. No, that's done now. Oh my god, I've lost. I'm stupid. So annoying having to play noughts and crosses. And the game just makes it difficult as well. I don't want to sit here playing noughts and crosses. Oh, stupid. Finally. What's my looking for? Asparagus, red pepper. Oh, asparagus is there. Red pepper. There. Hammer, ashtray, cymbals, comb, and a muffin. So, anyone else been doing anything interesting this weekend? It's only Saturday. Anyone got plans for tomorrow within reason? Because bloody lockdown, but still. this? No. Wonderful. Ashtray, symbols, and a comb. Oh, this is annoying. Sorry, my chat's just disappeared. 1 second. Sorry guys, I'm still here. It's just I have to monitor my chat on my phone and it's just vanished. Bear with me a sec. I am trying to get it going. Okay, sorry. I still can't seem to get the chat up. Oh, there we go. Right, sorry. Ashtray, symbols, and a comb. Because my phone is about to die as well. So KD's going to have to let me know if anybody's commenting because he's run off with my charger. Oh, I'm going to come back to this room in a minute. Oh, I can't. I've got to find one more thing. Where's the flipping ashtray? I know I saw it. Oh, the comb. Yeah, KD. How could you? The arm of the chair? Which arm of which chair? Oh, the microphone, okay. This picture's really hard. I don't know, there's always one that just messes with your head, and it looks like it's this one today. Oh, stuff it, I'm going to get a hint. Apparently it's here. That doesn't look like a comb to me. I think I probably have this argument with it every time I play this game. I think we'll find this is the point where she should have said no. Don't forget, if you like any of our channel, you can follow us on Facebook, on Twitter, and on YouTube at KDGaming UK. And I'm only here on a Saturday. You're only stuck with me on Saturdays. KD's on here the rest of the week. And if you've got any suggestions for games that you want to see KD playing, then let us know and he'll give them a go. I kind of want to get through Ravenhearst now to get to the other ones, because I like the other one, the later episodes of the series better. But this was the original one that made me like hidden object games. Yeah, see, it wasn't a comb, was it? It's nice because it's something people can play along with at home, so they can sit and find the things. It's not like with shooting games, you can't really sit there and play along at home. So it's quite good to play along with. And thank you for hosting. And like I said before, Lurching Eye Gaming is definitely one to watch. So you can check out her stream, usually a bit later than ours. And I think she's also got a Facebook, and she's hosting us right now. Okay. So our next scene. Pear, grapes and a lantern. And grapes. Oh, they don't. Oh, there you go. So Lurching Eye Gaming's got Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. And yeah, Lurching Eye Gaming. And we should be setting up an Instagram at some point soon, hopefully. I don't know if anyone else is doing hidden objects on Twitch. I haven't seen any. That doesn't mean there aren't any. And if there are, let me know if you've seen any others, because it would be great to follow them. Okay, what am I looking for? 2 fish, a pipe, a hand, a dragonfly, a badge. The game I was playing earlier was a bit mad for artichokes, so artichokes are obviously a thing. Also, as an aside, if anyone knows how to cook artichoke, let me know, because it's something I've always wanted to learn how to cook, and I can never make head nor tail of it. Just as a random thing. Okay, what else am I looking for? A badge, a fish, a pipe, an umbrella. And KD's disappeared off for a minute, so if I'm slow answering any chats, I apologise. Because normally he lets me know when someone's been on there, but he's disappeared out of the room for a sec. Okay. I keep thinking that's the badge. There it is. A dragonfly, an umbrella, and an artichoke. Oh, look, the umbrella was so obvious as well. That's really annoying. It was so obvious. It's embarrassing. I'm going to leave that room in shame. Okay, so we've got another puzzle lock. Let's have a look at this one. Okay, so you sort of test everything out, really. I don't know if that's right. Oh, there we go. Okay. Well, there's an artichoke I didn't find in the other room. Great. A rocket. Right, what else are we looking for? A loud tie. A loud tie. Okay. An anvil, a fountain pen, a pencil. Fountain pen. A shoe tree. What's a shoe tree? Anvil. I don't think I've heard of a shoe tree. There's a tie. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Coin stacks. Just need a pencil. That isn't an incorrect item. That is a pencil. Oh, it says that. Okay, so next hidden object scene. Balloons. What else have we got here? A seahorse. A sink. A clamp. What else do we need? A canoe, a wrench, a banana, and an egg timer. Wrench, banana. Oh. Getting through this one pretty quick. So this one's sort of the horrible story of Charles Dalamar, but then the story progresses. It does get progressively worse, like not bad, but they're progressively more unpleasant as you go along. And like I said, this first one, the gameplay might seem a little slow because it was the first one, so that's always the way with the first of anything. But once you get through this, you get to the later episodes of the series and they get more suspenseful and there's more to the story as you go along, and they get progressively more strange too. So I'm going geocaching tomorrow. I don't know if we've got any geocachers around who know, or anyone who knows what geocaching is, but yeah, I'm a big part of the geocaching community. Well, not a big part. I don't really socialise for it that much, especially not at the minute. But yeah, we do a lot of geocaching. We've collected a fair few. If you're interested in geocaching and you want a reason to be out, and it's a bit like a game that you can play while you're outdoors, then, well, it is a game, but it's one where you have to get out and get some exercise at the same time. It's a really good idea. It gets us out and about. And it's good fun for any age. So yeah, we do a lot of geocaching. So yeah, if there's any geocaches out there, let us know. And like I said, when I'm playing the hidden object games, if you see any of the objects, back in the chat where they are, and I'll use you to help me finish the game. Okay. So this first one doesn't have so much movement between levels as you go along, but again, like I said, in the later episodes it gets more involved. Okay, KD is back manning the chat now, so if anyone's commented that I've not responded to, I apologise, but he'll let me know now. Oh, I thought that was a lantern. It looks more like a thermos. That's a lantern. So what am I looking for? A pistol and a wasp. No, my luck, if I remember rightly, the wasp is really small. And a pistol. So if anyone can see the pistol, let me know, because I can't see it. Maybe it'll be like earlier where the umbrella was huge and I was looking around it, not realising it was an umbrella. Just a little embarrassing. Okay, I'm going to leave that room. I don't like this room very much, but we'll do this one. A dragon. A garlic press. A caterpillar. And a handbag. There's a handbag. And a tuba. Okay. Some really random things. One thing I like about hidden object games, partly, is because I like everything tidy, so it feels a bit like I'm tidying up. But secondly, it's the randomness of the things that you're looking for. Okay, KD, I'm not seeing the tuba behind the bath. I might be being blind, but it's in the bath. And caterpillar. So there it is. Okay. Next. Okay, what am I looking for? An eyeball, a pipe, a hot plate. Well, there's the hot plate. Pretzel. There's the eyeball. An elephant. A wine bottle. Oh, there's the wine bottle. Knew I'd find that. Pound sign. A woman's profile. No? Profile, that's from the side, isn't it? So, woman from the side. Oh, why? I just clicked on the question mark. So what am I looking for? Elephant. Elephant is there. Pretzel and a pound sign. Oh, there's the profile. Pretzel, pound sign, and a pipe. All the P's. Pound sign. It's hashtag, but still. Pretzel. Now I'm just looking for a pipe. Buy a pipe, they usually that kind. Smoking pipe. Okay, backyard. Corn dog. Cups. There we go. Okay. So yeah, guys, come and talk to me. Give me some topics to talk about. I need something to talk about. I can't think of anything off the top of my head while I'm playing, so I need someone to start a topic, and then I'll happily rabbit away. So any thoughts on good conversation topics? Or tell us about your day, ask for advice, whatever you like. I'm not necessarily good at advice, but still something to talk about. Thanks. Gonna drink some tea that's probably stone cold by now. Okay, we've got another one. I remember it being to do with the fly. I know that much, but I can't remember where the fly was. Oh, she's not creepy at all. What did that do? Sometimes I have to admit I just like clicking on all the random stuff because it is weird. Oh, there we go. Do I get anything now? XP. There we go. So I can finish the rest of my cold tea. Rose and razor. And then we're back to the hidden objects again. Okay, French. It's a heart, isn't it? Like the Sacred Heart. Like in French and get stronger, so I would imagine it's a dumbbell or something like that. Okay. And then what we look for? A grenade. Because you might know what that is, because if you ask people a few years younger than me, they probably wouldn't know what a cassette tape is. Although Guardians of the Galaxy did bring them back in. Oh, no, it's that kind of cassette, like a VCR. Don't feel free to yell at me if I'm being particularly dense. Because I do that. I don't know if anyone else does that when you're watching TV and you're shouting at the people on the telly. As if they can actually hear you. Yeah, I drive KD nuts with that. He's got his headphones on gaming and he thinks I'm talking to him, but I'm answering something on the telly. Okay, give you a minute to read the journal entry. Okay, and back to the hidden objects. Okay, so what are we looking for? 3 garden tools, a tape measure, and oh, now I saw a trowel. I'm sure I do. Maybe it doesn't count that as a garden tool. Oil can. 1, 2. There's a crayon here. No, I definitely saw a bowling pin. I can't remember where. A garden tool, 2 snakes, tape measure, and a bowling pin. Tape measure I thought was here, but maybe not. Garden tool. Thanks, KD. A snake, bowling pin, a balance, and there's the other snake. Bowling pin. I definitely saw a pin. There it is. Look, I'm hovering over it and couldn't see it. It's so annoying. Tape measure and a balance. See, I was sure that was the tape measure, but obviously not. And a balance, so scales. Scales, so just need the tape measure. There it is. Don't be shy if you're on here or you're watching. Feel free to jump in and have a chat. Give me something to talk about. You couldn't see the tape measure. What was it? Too low on the... Oh, apologies if the header was in the way. The reason I don't have the webcam because it blocks a lot of stuff if I have it on there. One frog. I like frogs. Just random thought. Vice grip, an hourglass, a plunger, and oh, that wasn't a vice grip. Okay, vice grip. That's the vice grip. An hourglass and a plunger. There's the hourglass. And last one is a plunger, which I saw just now. There it is. Okay. Pineapple shears, fortune cookie is there. Horn is there. Masquerade mask, I definitely saw. I collect masquerade masks. Love a masquerade mask. When did I start playing hidden object games? It was many moons ago. It was a long time ago. Well, when I was young, my mum used to have, I don't know if anyone on here is old enough to remember, the I Spy books. My mum had books that basically were a hidden object scene on every page, and there was a list of things to find. And when it was raining, it was a fun thing to do when I was little, so we used to sit and play those together. Me, my mum, my little sister. Not my dad so much, but he would still join in. But yeah, we used to play those when it was rainy, and then as things progressed, you got hidden object games on computers, and then sort of progressed from there. How old do you think I am? My first experience of video games. I learnt programming in primary school, so I was still really young. It's not like... But I do remember, see, this is giving away my age a bit. I do remember when I had to write lines and lines and lines of code for school homework that then just made an animated rainbow or a little horse run across the screen or some kind of rubbish. So yeah, we learnt that in school. I used to use floppy disks, and I can't remember the name of the first computer I had, but it had a black and white side-scrolling game, but you had to put in like a cassette, and you had to type tons of code before you could even play it. You had to sit and write lines and lines and lines of stuff, which is probably why I don't mind technology now, because even when it's slow, it's not as bad as it used to be. Well, yeah, your brother has a habit of doing things like that. Right, masquerade mask. But yeah, hidden object games it started out as the books, and I used to absolutely love stuff like Where's Wally and all that kind of stuff, or if you're in America, Where's Waldo. I used to absolutely love those as a kid, and it just sort of progressed, and it's something I've never really lost my love of. But yeah, they are great. What was your first experience of computer games, KD? Making me sound really old. I mean, I do remember at school we had what they called the computer lab, and we had to go there and learn how to write code. I should get on with the game, really. I'm on a time limit. I'm just sitting here chatting away, reminiscing. Actually, we didn't have a computer lab at my school. My school was in London, in East London. And we used to have to go to, this was in a primary school, we had to go to the local secondary school called Oaklands, and we had to go there and use their computer lab. And we had to go there a lot when we used their science lab and stuff too. All right, what am I looking for? A fan, shears, and a masquerade mask. Shears. Yeah, Sinclair rings a bell. It really does ring a bell, so probably, yeah, same sort of thing. But yeah, my first experience of video gaming, I don't know if anyone remembers Atari, and I also, before that, there was something called a TV Boy that I had, and that was like a little handheld. It looked a bit like an Xbox controller, but a lot bigger and more oval and heavier, but with the buttons. And it was preloaded in this little controller with like, I don't know, 100 games or something, and you could plug it into your TV and video game that way. But it didn't have a console, it was literally a controller that had all the games in it. So the games weren't great, they were things like Bejeweled. That was good. I remember my mum really liking Bejeweled, and I'd go upstairs and she'd be sat in my room playing the TV Boy. My dad used to play that as well. Great. Oh yeah, I had a Mega Drive. I think mine actually had Sonic on it. What was the game that yours was preloaded with? A lion, a I won't say that I don't like modern games, though. As much as I play hidden object games, I do really like my favourites are probably Assassin's Creed. And I'm a bit of a wuss, so I'm not great with games like Five Nights and stuff like that. But I like Assassin's Creed, and I have a little bit of a thing. I really like the Lego games. I know that's probably really childish, but I can't help it. I like the Lego games. I think they're fun. I don't know if there's anyone else out there who likes Lego games. What's Alex Kidd? The Sims. Yeah, I used to like Sims. Have you played Sims Medieval? That was a lot more recent, though, wasn't it? I played that for a while. Sorry, I keep stopped playing because I'm so busy rabbiting. Right. Switchblade, a wishbone, and a lion. Oh yeah, that was with, what were they called? Game. It wasn't Game. It was the other one. You could trade the games in with no questions asked. So you get a game and trade it in and get a different one. I used to do that as well. I used to do it with DS games though. Wishbone, switchblade, and a lion. Don't you hate it when you're sure you've seen all of those things and now you can't for the life of you remember where they are? Oh, don't forget, guys, that on Friday we're doing another Five Nights giveaway. And KD will be playing Five Nights at Freddy's because I'm far too much of a wuss to play that game. But he's going to be playing Five Nights 4 and Sister Location on Friday from 9 o'clock. And if you follow and comment FNAF, you can follow at any point, but as long as you've commented FNAF during our live, it has to be during KD's live on Friday, then we will send you out a free Five Nights at Freddy's sticker. What's that, sorry? I would never return an Assassin's Creed game. I won't let KD get rid of them now. I like all the Assassin's Creed games. I loved Ezio, his games. They were brilliant. One of my favourites was the Black Flag because it had the ship element to it. I really like Black Flag. Okay, I better get on and do this. I'm on a timer. Wishbone, switchblade, and a lion. Is that not a lion? No. Got the switchblade. Oh, that's right. Okay. Couldn't tell that was her forehead from an out. It's a bit of a weird shape to it. Okay, so life with Charles is going to take a bit of a sinister turn. Pretty soon, I think it starts to get a bit sinister, and you find out what happened to the woman whose diary you're reading, whose name I cannot remember. It's bad, but like in a lot of sort of crime stuff, you always remember the name of the person who did it and not necessarily the names of the victims. And I can't remember her name, but I know the guy who did it is called Charles Dalamar. Back for Blood. What's Back for Blood? Sorry, I'm really not up on the zombie Left 4 Dead. Yeah, that's definitely KD's style, not mine. So you might need to explain to me what Left 4 Dead and Back for Blood and, I don't know, all the other ones are. Okay. I think the only zombie games you get me to play is like Plants vs Zombies. I really don't like zombies very much. That doesn't mean KD doesn't play them. He plays them. I just put on headphones and watch something else. Like I said, I'm a big wuss. If there's puzzles and riddles and things like that, Assassin's Creed, absolutely don't mind. And I used to play, is it Army of Two? And there were a few others that I used to play, so I don't mind shooting games or that sort of thing. It's just zombies. Ugh, no. So if zombies are your thing, I'm definitely not going to be playing those. But KD will at other points in the week. I think KD was talking about doing World War Z at some point. World War Z? World War Z? Which way? How would you say? Oh, okay. I still don't know if it's Z or Z. It is World War Z. That's fine. Yeah, well, good luck to you with your World War Z. I'll quite happily be watching true crime somewhere else. I don't know why zombies freak me out, but real life murderers don't. Who knows? But I think they would freak me out if I was a victim, obviously. But I can't change that one or that one or that one. Okay. That's the devil. Okay. Okay, so I've got ice. Heat. Oh, she's weird. Okay. Okay, so there's the sun. Night night mini lurching. See you later, lurching eye. Okay, I think I get it. Okay. Angel and the devil. Male and female. Tortoise in the hair. Salt and pepper. Fire and ice. Okay. Then Oh, okay. 5, 2, 6, 4, 3, 5, 3. I just remembered how to do that one. Okay. That's what we are. Pizza, roller skate. There's an old roller skate. So yeah, if anyone's tuned in, we're talking about our first experience of video games. KD is here with me, so if you've got any questions for KD, then pipe up and he'll answer. So we were talking about our first experiences. KD, what do you think? What was your first experience? Was it a Sinclair, did you say?
Yeah, it was either a Sinclair or a Commodore 64.
Okay, and what games did you have on that? But I can't remember what mine was. It was like he was an astronaut or like an adventurer on another planet and there were aliens and it was a side scroller and it was black and white. Pretty much all you could do is jump. I don't think you could even shoot.
Well, I know on one of them, it was a helicopter game, something Apache.
That rings a bell. Something Apache and you were hovering over buildings. Or was that a different game? I'm thinking of one with spaceships over buildings as well. That was one that I used to play. It was something to do with aliens hovering over buildings and they were kidnapping people. But I can't remember what the game was. If you're watching and you know any of the games we're talking about, honestly, jump in. So, what was your favourite game growing up then, KD? Was it always computer game based, or?
One board game I used to enjoy playing was Game of Life.
See, I don't think I've ever played Game of Life. I used to like, there was one called The Great Museum Caper that me and my mum were both fans of. There was people with the detectives, but you didn't have a character if you were the thief and you had to make your way around. I don't know why I just clicked on a pistol for a hairdryer. Don't get those two confused. But you had to make your way around the museum stealing the art, but you didn't have a character. So the detectives could only work out where you were when the art went missing. So that was quite good fun. I used to like that. And there's another game like that we've got here that we've played a couple of times, and that's called Scotland Yard.
Yeah.
And that's a pretty cool game. Okay, so if anyone can see the hairdryer, let me know.
Yeah, also going back to first video game memories, I had an Atari, the old cartridges.
Yeah, I used to have an Atari. I liked the Atari.
And then, obviously, stepping up from that, it was coming up to Sega, Nintendo.
Yeah, I had a Mega Drive and an Atari. And then, like I said, I had this thing called a TV Boy. And then after that, I didn't really game for a long time. And then it was PlayStation. It was only after meeting you that I ever really played any Xbox at all. It was all PlayStation prior to that.
Well, going from like the SNES and
yeah, I never had
Sega
any
Mega
of those.
Drive. It was then also onto Game Boy for the portable gaming. Playing Super Mario on that, and then obviously stepping up from that, coming into sort of the PlayStation 1, GameCube, PlayStation 2, the original Xbox. I've never had, since that generation, I had a PlayStation 2. I've never had a PlayStation 3. I've never got a PlayStation 4.
No, see, I had, what was the one that first had 6-axis? PS3. So that one, I loved a game on that called Heavenly Sword. I really liked the 6-axis element of that when you were using bow and arrows.
Yeah, when it came to 2 generations ago, it was that choice of PlayStation or Microsoft and Xbox, and I chose to go with Xbox at that time.
See, prior to meeting you, I would have chosen PlayStation, hands down. That would have been what I chose, because that was all I really had experience of. And then after meeting you, we got the Wii. That was when that first came out, so it shows we've been together quite a while now. And then you've had Xboxes all the way through. Yeah, but prior to that, it was PlayStation was really my only experience of sort of more modern consoles. And that was PS3. Do you find it weird how people of our parents' generation, or not even as old as our parents, people our age even though I grew up on computers a lot, and my mum's really quite tech savvy, my dad not so much because he didn't have a computer-based job, but we learned computer games and stuff from a really young age. So to us, it's natural to play a computer game. It's nothing, but to other people, there seems to be this whole stigma to it, like, ugh, gamers and stuff like that. Do you find that strange? Because to me, it's no different to playing a board game.
Yeah, I think we came into that era, that generation where...
I mean, we're at the top end of that generation, like the oldest set of people who have had computers since they were young.
Technology really started to evolve and boom around the time that we were using it, whereas only going back maybe 10 years, by the time those people got to that point, they weren't really interested in that technology now. It was possibly a little bit ahead of their time, whereas we grew into it and we've been able to...
Yeah, but then, I mean, for example, my dad, I'll use him as an example, he'll play games on his phone, no end. He's constantly on, what's it called, Candy Crush, and that kind of stuff, and phone games, fine. Now, my mum has no time for computer games, really. She's not bothered at all. But she loves a hidden object game. She'll pick up a hidden object book, like the I Spy books I was saying about, and she'll play those. She'll sit and look through those and do those and encourage people and kids and everyone to take part in those. But computer games, no, not at all. And I don't see the distinction, really. If you're playing a game to pass the time, I don't see why it's any different. If it's on a computer, if it's on a board, if it's on your phone, I don't really see any difference. But I find it odd how judgmental people can be that you play computer games. I mean, I know that people at work are like, oh, is Craig playing the Xbox? And I don't say, yeah, I am as well, because it's that whole stigma of being judged for being someone who likes computer games, and it seems to be almost the negative reaction you get from people, and I don't understand it really. I am starting to say to people, well, yeah, I play it as well. Well, yeah, we were playing computer games, but initially I was quite reluctant to tell people because of how they react to the idea of you playing games. So do you find that, or are you just used to it?
Yeah, just used to it. Going back slightly as well, going back to the what consoles and what gaming I've had through my lifetime. There was around the time of the GameCube, PlayStation 2, and the original Xbox. They were the 3 consoles of that generation. Now, around that time, there was this little loophole that you could use where I think I started off with... I'm gonna say I started off with an Xbox because I can't remember completely. So I had the Xbox for a little while, used it for a bit. It was okay, but then at that time my friends started using, like, they started getting GameCubes.
Okay, yeah.
So because they were getting GameCubes, because I had an Xbox, it was like, how am I going to... I can't share PlayStation games with them, and I can't share Xbox games with them. So at that time, you could take your console into the store, basically get your money back, and then just go to the other console.
Really? How?
I don't know. It was some form of loophole because I managed to get. I paid for one,
Exploiting loopholes.
so I bought an Xbox. I then got a PlayStation, and then I got a GameCube.
But so you traded in your Xbox for a PlayStation, or you had all three?
No, I traded in the Xbox for the PlayStation.
Right.
I played on the PlayStation, and then I got a GameCube.
Okay. Which did you prefer at that time?
At that time, I think I preferred the GameCube.
Because your friends were on it?
No, I preferred the games at the time.
Okay.
At that time, there was Super Mario Sunshine, which was a very good game of that generation. Played that start to finish.
I don't know that one
I
at all.
enjoyed that. Also, the GameCube controller felt. I mean, the PlayStation controller was quite good to hold. It didn't make your hands hurt. The Xbox original controller was ginormous.
Well, I find I have to have a smaller controller if I'm playing Xbox and stuff because I've got really short, fat hands. I've got really stubby fingers, so I find Xbox and PlayStation controllers. Guitar Hero, I have no hope at all of ever playing Guitar Hero because my little fingers are too short and I can't reach half of the buttons. So I could play it on the DS and I was great. I could play it expert on the DS, but then when you play on the Xbox, I get really frustrated because I can't reach half the buttons with my little stubby fingers.
Yeah, the original Xbox controllers were big and they made your hands ache after a while because they were so huge. Also, some of the games back then.
Was they, or was that because you were a kid and your hands were small?
No, the controllers were huge.
Oh, okay.
One day I will get an original Xbox controller and I'll show you. Yeah, the PlayStation controllers were smaller and they were okay. They felt comfortable in your hands, but the GameCube controller just had a better feel to it. There was just a way around that. Yeah, it just worked. And yeah, Super Mario Sunshine.
I've not heard of that one.
Resident Evil 4 on the GameCube. That was good.
Yeah, Resident Evil. No, I'm not a fan of Resident Evil at all. I've seen the film. Really, I just don't like that sort of
Well,
stuff.
the film doesn't compare to what some of the games were like.
Yeah, but I don't. If I don't like the film, I don't like zombie-related stuff at all. Really, I mean, I don't mind a couple of zombie films, but most of them I just avoid. Just zombies always freak me out. Don't know what it is. It's just, yeah, zombies are definitely not my thing.
Yeah, also going along with the changing in technology, touched upon there about music coming into video games like Rock Band.
Oh yeah.
Guitar Hero.
Yeah, see, I love that, but I play the keyboard.
Yeah, but I didn't know if they support that much anymore. It was just Rock Band 3 that supports the keyboard.
Yeah, but I loved that. I loved that element of, because I play keyboard anyway, I loved having that element of an instrument that I actually like and I could play.
At some point, I think I am going to stream some.
Oh, God.
You don't have to be on it.
It's fine, as long as I don't have to play guitar. You could do your drumming. Your drumming's fabulous.
Yeah, I'll pick the songs that I can do.
Yeah, but you drum well. You're a good drummer, so it would be a really good one for you to play. But yeah, I can do the keyboard ones, but that's about it. Because I can't reach on the guitar. If there was a maraca one, I can't sing to save my life.
So out of the two games, you have to choose one of the series to say that you preferred playing on. Would you say Guitar Hero or would you say Rock Band?
Whichever one had the keyboard.
Like Rock Band.
Rock Band then, yeah. Yeah, Rock Band probably because of the keyboard. That was the big draw for me. Because the drums, okay, yeah, I can play the drums because I have done drumming, but not to the extent you have. I'm nowhere near as good a drummer as you. But you've drummed since, I don't know, you were in utero or whatever it was. But I've only drummed for like, say, what, 12 years? So I've drummed for about 12 years, but not avidly and not consistently. So I can do the drumming, but not...
Because only in my teens was that enough. But yeah, Rock Band.
Yeah, but you're very, very fast on the drums. You're good at that. You're naturally quite gifted on drumming, but I'm really not. I have to really concentrate and really learn and really practice. And something like Rock Band, it's difficult, whereas I preferred the keyboard. And I can't sing and I can't reach the buttons on the guitar, so keyboard it is.
Yeah, it was also Rocksmith. or the real guitar learning.
Oh, I've not heard of that one.
The real guitar playing to console. Never got around to playing it because obviously I'm not a guitarist and don't own a guitar, so I never played
We
it.
do own a guitar, or we used to.
We don't have an electric guitar.
Oh no, not an electric guitar. We had an acoustic.
Yeah. This is for electric guitars that you plugged in and
Oh, okay.
it taught you how to play. But I never had that one. Also on the same topic of music, there was DJ Hero.
DJ Hero. Oh yeah, I've seen you play that. That's the one with the decks, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I've played it. Never really got into it.
DJ Hero was and is fun to play.
Yeah, I never really got into it, but then that's just me. I'm really picky about what games I play anyway. I'm pretty sorry about a lot of games. Not because they're bad games, but because, like I said, like zombies freak me out, so I don't play zombie games unless it's like cartoon versions. And the drumming and stuff is fine. I can play those as long as I only play them on easy, because I'm just not that quick.
Easy, I find, frustrates the hell out of me.
Oh yeah, no, not medium. Maybe I should say, because I find if it's too easy,
I think
then I get frustrated.
If you're going to play a song, play it. Expert is completely to what it should be.
Yeah, but then if you play expert, yeah, sometimes I hear that, but I get frustrated because it all moves too fast. Do you know what I mean? It's going so fast that you're hitting it and you're like, everything, it just sounds wrong and you mess it up and it makes me get frustrated quicker. I'd rather build up from, okay, I can play medium level. I can't do easy level because that's frustrating because it doesn't fit. It's too easy. So yeah, medium, I would say I could play on most music games, and the Guitar Hero ones I can play if it's on easy and medium because they don't use, I think it's the orange button, the fifth button. But it's when it gets to the ones where you need to use the fifth button, my fingers just won't reach.
I've tried drumming down from expert level, just coming down to maybe hard. And even then I find that too frustrating because I know how the song goes.
Yeah, he's humble bragging. I'm so good at this game.
Even on really hard songs, I think, right, I need to get through this song. I'll step down a level just to cross it off and get through the campaign. It's only when you get to sort of the last set lists that those songs start to get difficult. But even then, stepping down from expert to hard, that to me is quite a jump because you're missing out beats, you're hearing the song and you're not seeing what's represented in what you're hearing.
True, but it does sound like a humble brag. I'm far too good to play medium. I find, it's too slow for me.
I didn't say medium, I said hard.
Yeah, well, even worse. It's too slow for me playing it on hard level. It's so slow. There's the rest of us going, yeah, medium's fine. Quite happy with medium, thank you.
One thing I find with those games as well is when you switch it on after a long time, jump behind the kit or on the guitar or on the keyboard, and you just think, right, I'm in the mood for this, I can do it now. And you start playing.
And you mess it up.
No. Well, you do.
That's me.
But it's because it's not
just me.
Because it's not calibrated. You have to calibrate it. And you think, I'm hitting them as they're coming down the board. I'm not doing it. And then you go into calibration.
No, mine can be calibrated. I still go, yeah, I can do this. I can't. No. It's like that episode of The Big Bang Theory. I got this. No, I don't. That's me. It's definitely me playing those games. Right, what am I looking for? Back to the game. I have been playing as we've been chatting. So what is your favourite game at the moment? I know you've been playing a lot of Five Nights, but that's not necessarily your favourite.
No, that's not my favourite game. My favourite game, which I haven't really touched upon in a few weeks or so, I'll explain why in a second, but that's Destiny 2.
Didn't you play that last week?
Partially. What's annoying is I don't really do. I would love to do the raids, but I don't really have the time. I can't say, right, I've got 5-6 hours to sit down and play this game, focusing just on that level.
No, yeah, that's true.
And finishing off the campaigns, leveling up my character, it's a lot of repetitive gaming. When the new Beyond Light expansion came out, it was all a lot of new things. I took my time in playing it because I didn't want to be like hardcore, play it 24/7, and then by the first week that I've done it, I've done everything.
Yeah, some people sort of hit it so much that they just...
Yeah, and then you've got 3 months of nothing and repetitive play and not getting anything for it. They throw in the odds like the Iron Banner. They brought back Trials of Osiris, but it just feels like they could do with a short new story piece every week, or just something that just brings people back. Because at the minute, I'm like, yeah, I've done all of these things. I know this season finishes soon. The season of the hunt, that's coming to a close. They brought the Crow into it as it's gone along, which okay, they've brought him in, but that was weeks ago now. So yeah, Destiny 2 was my go-to game for a long time. But like most people, I have fallen out of touch with it because of the repetitiveness of the grind and thinking actually there's some other games I could be playing.
I do find the amount of time needed to complete computer games sometimes a little off-putting. Like, because of work, because I work 5 days a week and I work quite long hours. I mean, at the moment, not so much because of everything going on, so my hours are less and, you know, being furloughed on some days and so on and so forth. But I do find, I mean, I am lucky for one, that I've still got a job, but I find that working and then coming home and the amount of time needed to really get a game progressed, I just don't necessarily have the time. I mean, I want to carry on the Assassin's Creed games, but at the moment I'm on Syndicate. I'm woefully behind probably everybody else who plays Assassin's Creed. There's probably kids who are miles ahead of me with Assassin's Creed, but it's very rare that I get time to sit down and really play and get into it to that extent. That's because they can be quite intensive games. They can be ones that you get really wrapped up in. Luckily, another reason I like the hidden object games is there's not, I mean, it says there's a time constraint, but there isn't really. It's like, okay, I'm playing the game. If I want to stop, I'll just stop and I'm done. But they're not as well, it's not that they're not as engrossing, it's they don't expect as much of you, I want to say. If I'm playing Assassin's Creed and stuff like that, there's a lot of gameplay needed, and there's this huge, you know, what is it, roaming open world thing, and I find it takes too much time to get anything done.
If you go into the game, if you're going into the game just for the story, then I don't think it takes as long. It's getting...
Yeah, but I like to clear everything, so I'm a bit like that. So that's probably why they take me so long.
It's getting caught up on side missions.
Oh, all the time. Races, collectibles. Yeah.
Whereas going back, not even 10 years.
I do need to carry on Syndicate, saying that.
Games back then didn't have as many sort of collectibles. They were quicker to play through. But now, since the Xbox One, the PS4, even slightly before that, with PlayStation and the 360 era, they started to bring in games that could handle bigger worlds, they could handle more missions. Now the Series X has got quick resume and games are getting faster, not necessarily in playtime, but taking Destiny 2 for example, before it came to the Series X, load screens, I could go make a hot drink, come back, and then load screen would just be finishing off. I knew how long it would take to load in. Now you can go to a load screen and within 2 seconds you're in.
Yeah, that's true. They do load a lot quicker.
So games are...
I don't necessarily think it's bad that the games are as engrossing as they are, but I think I'm particularly bad because I need to complete everything and I need to clear everything and I'm just picky like that. But I think the games are so engrossing that you lose track of time.
Yeah.
And then I realise, oh God, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. Or, you know, and then...
I think it's been a long time since I really lost myself.
Yeah, now, being, you know, having a job and house and everything, and you've got responsibilities, you can't lose yourself as much. And I think that takes away a little bit of the enjoyment of it.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, yeah, I don't feel pressured playing this. I don't feel massively pressured, time constrained. If it gets too late, I'll just shut it off. It's fine. But whereas if I'm playing Assassin's Creed and things like that, it's like, oh, I'll just do one more. Well, maybe I'll do another one.
Well, Assassin's Creed 2 took me 2 days, but I did almost play that solid.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But it was a very engrossing game.
That's Ezio, right?
Yeah, it was his first.
Yeah, I like the Ezio one.
It was very much, I very much enjoyed playing it.
Without sleeping.
Yeah, maybe slept for a couple of hours. But it was like, get up, have breakfast, back on Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, it's part of growing up, isn't it? But it's just, I wish that I had more time to spend on things like leisure activities. What is nice is having friends who game as well, like adults with responsibilities, and yet we still game. Because I think people need to realise that it's not what they think. People seem to think that gamers are just, I don't know, wasters, I guess. That seems to be the attitude from some of the older generation, that if you game then you're a bit of a waster, and that's not the case. It's just people using it for their downtime regardless of what their day's been, you know. And gaming is something that people from all different walks of life can do, and I think that is important that people know that. And what was nice, and I mean, I'm probably judgy, not necessarily of other gamers, but I don't expect certain people to game. And I've got a friend who's, you know, a mum, and she works and she's got all her kids and she looks after her kids and she does all that, and she still plays games, and she plays like Warcraft, I think it is, and stuff like that. And
she's in World of Warcraft.
Yeah, and it's nice knowing.
And The Sims as well.
Yeah.
She's very big on The Sims.
But it's nice having friends who are the same, because a lot of my friends are like, what, you game?
Also, she plays Skyrim as well.
She does.
So she's not just a PC player, she's got a PS4.
Yeah, that's what I mean, but having another adult friend who does that, because, like I said, a lot of people are really judgy, and they're like, what, you game? Huh? And they can't get it. I mean, on here, the reason I'm doing hidden object games, one is because I really like them, and I find them relaxing, but also, yeah, I Xbox game, and yeah, I sometimes play, well, I play games on my phone, and I play all different games, but I thought this was something a bit different that I haven't seen many people doing on Twitch, and I thought, you know, if it inspires other people to pick them up and have a go, then why not?
Actually, there was an article I read the other day when I was looking through my Google feeds that said employers are now looking at employing people who play video games, because a lot of video games have challenges.
Awesome.
They have challenges that need completing.
Yeah.
They've got time scales.
I don't know any employers that would do that, though. Genuinely,
well,
I don't know.
I mean, who these employers are, but they said they were looking at because people were good at.
If you're an employer and you pay lots of money and you want people who game, hey.
But they're good at timing, getting their timings, challenges, you know, getting stuff done by a deadline.
They are, but that's games. In the game. That's because they're doing something they enjoy. It's not necessarily something that's going to go over to your job.
You can transfer over.
It's great. Yeah, I mean, I think that there's a lot of skills that you can learn from computer games that people don't realise until they do it, that, you know, people pick up these skills. But I want to know which employers are looking for gamers. I would love to know, unless they're like a specific gaming company. I would really like to know.
To play the games or to program them.
No, but that's what I mean. I'd like to know what skills that employers are looking for that they feel gamers have that other people don't? I'd be interested to know.
I mean, I could probably say that, like, for example, if someone who plays a video game and, say, a supermarket is looking for a shelf stacker.
Right.
Now, just for an example, like,
Okay.
they hire this person based on the fact that they are good at completing tasks within a certain time period. So if they then transfer that skill to, okay, so they're a shelf stacker, they know that they've got an hour to stack that shelf. That's their task. That's almost like their video game. They've got to stack that shelf.
Not really. I mean, I have a lot of time constraints in my work, and I just have to work to a deadline, but it doesn't feel like I'm playing a computer game. You know? It's like when you're doing housework. You might feel like Cinderella, but it doesn't feel like you're playing Sims. So, but I agree that there are skills you can learn in computer games. I was going to say observation being one, but I'm doing woefully badly today with this. So maybe...
That's not one of your skills that you transfer over.
Maybe not observation. Not a poster child for observation today. I'm really not doing so well today playing this. I'm looking at it going, I know I'm looking for things, but I cannot remember what I'm looking for. So let me have a look a minute. Right. So I heard as well, I know you've posted it on our Facebook for later on, that next Saturday on YouTube there's a video game music concert to raise money for COVID relief. I think that's right. It's going on the page on Thursday, but that sounds interesting and that might be something I'll watch. It's supposed to be next Saturday.
Also, on the 21st of January, there is a Resident Evil showcase.
Okay.
Bringing some more news and probably some trailers to do with the Village, Resident Evil Village, which is Resident Evil 8, I believe.
Oh, okay.
So that's coming up on the 28th of this month. The Medium is released.
You keep going on about the Medium. What is the Medium, Craig? Please explain, because you keep going on about it and I would like to know.
Okay. The Medium.
Uh-huh. You're not going to be able to explain it now, are you? You're just going to say it's fabulous. It's awesome. Well, maybe not fabulous. That's not really one of your words.
It's a psychological horror video game. It's been developed by the Bloober team.
Who?
Studio. Bloober. Bloober.
Who's Bloober?
It's the name of the company that's made the game.
But what other games have they made?
They were also behind... I think they did Blair Witch.
What, the film? The game? What?
The game.
I didn't know there was a Blair Witch game, to be fair.
Yeah, they were behind the Blair Witch game. They've also done Observer. Not played it, but there is...
What's Observer?
I've not played it.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah, so I've not played it. They're also behind Layers of Fear. I don't know if they just did the second one or if they did the first one. Layers of Fear was it was a game that was set in a house. You followed, I want to say you followed an artist and you made your way around in the paintings.
So a creepy game.
Yeah, it was sort of like a...
Oh, was that the one with the moving paintings that you were playing?
Probably.
Oh, that was horrible. If that's the one I'm thinking of, that was really freaky. The one where there was like horrifying paintings.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do remember that one. That was not nice. Very good if you're into that sort of game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I enjoy playing.
Brilliant if you're into that sort of thing. But yeah, like I said, I'm a wuss. So what about horror movies? Do you like horror movies as much as you like horror games?
It used to.
Used to?
Yeah, not too much anymore.
Because you fall asleep for every movie you watch.
Yeah.
Every movie. Turn around. Did you see that? Oh, no, he's asleep. All of them. Any movie. Could be anything. So you used to. So what was your favourite horror film then?
My favourite horror film to begin with was the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Okay.
Both the original and the remake that had Jessica Biel in it.
Okay, yeah, no. I do.
When I was sort of in my teens, another film series I liked was Predator. I very much liked the Predator films.
Yeah, Predator's great. I like Predator, but I wouldn't class them as horror, really.
What would you class them
I don't know, but I wouldn't class them as horror. They're like sci-fi, I want to say.
as? It was like sci-fi horror.
Yeah, see, I would never class them as horror. Because I just think, they're sci-fi. Do you know what I mean? Like,
but then Star Trek and Star Wars are sci-fi, and they don't have as much blood.
Oh yeah, no, Star Wars is sci-fi. I'm not a fan of Star Trek really
so that's
at all.
why I class Predator and Alien and that in horror. As much as they're sci-fi, it's a different branch off of. So it's sci-fi, but sci-fi horror.
Yeah, I really like Predator. That's probably why I don't consider it to be a horror. I like Predator. I like all the Alien films.
The one thing I didn't like was the first Alien vs Predator film, where the Predator and the human have this like connection.
I loved that.
And they run together. And
I loved that. It was like predators are intelligent and we're intelligent, and they worked together to defeat the greater evil that was the alien. And I loved that.
We are really not that intelligent.
I really liked
that. No thanks.
No, I really liked that. I really
the second
did.
one, Requiem, the second Alien vs Predator, that was good because that had a lot more none of that human and predator teaming up.
I
Predator
liked that the
like,
human and the predator teamed up, but it's like predators have always had sort of, I know they're here like hunters, but they've always had some sort of ethics, like they didn't attack anyone without a weapon, didn't attack kids, you know, all of that stuff. So they have this sort of moral thing. They have their own, no, not empathy really. They have their own sort of moral code. And the fact that Alien was the greater evil at that point, they, you know, this human and this predator needed each other to get through. I liked that. I thought that was great. I really like that, but I like the Predator Alien films. I like all of those. But
you're more of a...
I love vampire films. Vampire films, I'm a huge collector of vampire films. Any and all vampire films I will watch. Gory, I don't care, but I don't usually like gory films at all. But if it's got vampires in it, I'll watch it.
So you're more of a... Now, you're more of a... true crime.
Oh yeah, I love my true crime. I love anything crime, murder, mystery, anything like that. But I really like thrillers as well, and ghost things and stuff like that. I don't like gory films as such. I'm not a fan of like Saw, yeah, I've seen Saw. The first one I thought was brilliant. It was so clever. No, not Seesaw. The first one I thought was so clever. The concept of it was really clever. I loved the first Saw film. The second one I thought was rubbish, and then I lost interest. But I like when there's a really good story. I don't care about the gore and the blood and all that, because it doesn't have to have that. It just has to have a really good plot that you can get your teeth into, excuse the pun, because I'm talking about vampires, but I don't mean like that. But it has to have a really good story. I'm not even all about the graphics really or anything like that. I'm just like, it has to have a story that captures me. If it's got a good story, I don't care if it's the puppets. I don't care if it's puppets and pixelated. If it's got a good story that captures me, I'll follow it to find out how the story ends. Does that make sense? But it has to capture me, and the Saw films after the first one really didn't. But yeah, I like vampire films. I mean, I've even watched Twilight. I'll say that unashamedly. I watched the Twilight films because it was vampire related. I mean, I'm not a fan of them now. but I did watch them. But then I also watched Legend of the Seven Golden Vampires, Blood, The Last Vampire, the Underworld series, 30 Days of Night, anything vampire related, I will watch quite happily. Zombies, on the other hand, not at all. I can't stand them. I mean, I have seen zombie films. It's not like I've been living in a basement. I've seen, 28 Days Later, 28 Weeks Later, and all of those. Those were actually pretty good. And I've seen, what was the one with the kid who killed her dad and the mum jumped out the window? Was that
Dawn of the Dead?
Dawn of the Dead. I always get them confused. But yeah, I've seen that one. I've watched that awful, awful film, Shaun of the Dead. I've watched all those. So I've seen zombie films. I'm just not a fan. Apart from, and I will say this, I loved Zombieland. I did love Zombieland. Zombieland is amazing.
We haven't seen the second one.
No, I haven't seen the second one. I need to see the second one. But I did love Zombieland, but that's because I'm a huge Woody Harrelson fan.
I don't think it'll be as good as the first.
Has it got Woody Harrelson in it?
Yes.
Then I'll watch
It's got
it.
the original cast.
But yeah, I'm a huge Woody Harrelson fan. Love it.
I don't think it will be as good as because the first one was just
So
as
funny.
It was, that trying to add that again and trying to change it. I don't know what it's going to be like. I've not seen any reviews or anything.
No, I need to watch the second one. But yeah, I love Zombieland. But yeah, I mean, I've watched some Asian horror like Phobia, The Grudge, those sort of films. They're okay. But mostly, I prefer a thriller. I like things that I don't mind jump scares. I don't like gore. I think that's the difference. I don't like when there's just blood everywhere for no reason. I hate stuff like that. But I like it when it's... there was a film called Hide and Seek with Robert De Niro and Dakota Fanning. I really liked that. The Woman in Black, if anyone's seen that, it's quite an old film now. I like that. I like films that keep you guessing. And yeah, like KD said, I absolutely love true crime, murder mysteries, crime dramas, anything like that. Just watch all of that all the time.
Two films that jump to mind when we've said about good film. Pulp Fiction. I liked that.
Yeah,
film.
Pulp Fiction's alright.
And Seven.
Yeah, they're a bit old now though. You're a bit out of date now with films.
Yeah, no, I mean, recently I've been into the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah, I like the Marvel films. And I liked the Transformers films. The last ones were a bit rubbish. I didn't like them so much.
Yeah, the first two were good.
I liked the ones with, is it Shia LaBeouf or Shia LaBeouf? I liked those ones. The first two were great. After that, it sort of went downhill. The Marvel films, love them. Doesn't hurt that, there's some really, really hot guys in the Marvel universe. But I really like the Marvel films.
I think they...
And I'm probably going to piss off a lot of people, but I'm going to say I liked Suicide Squad 2, which is, I know it's DC, but I don't care what anyone else thinks. I made my own judgment and I quite liked it.
Margot Robbie's alright. It's Harley.
Yeah, there's a reason people watch Margot Robbie.
That's probably one saving grace for them.
I'm a Will Smith fan as well, so that probably helped. And I liked their portrayal of the Joker. I'm going to own that too. I liked their portrayal of the Joker. I liked...
Who was it who played the Joker?
Jared Leto?
Yeah, I didn't know his name.
I didn't know his name. I really
What's
liked
his
his
band
portrayal
called?
of the Joker. What's his who? What?
The band that he's in.
Oh, I don't know. Listen, I liked him as the Joker. I'm not his mum and I don't own his fan club, so I don't know. But I liked his portrayal of the Joker, so...
I like 30 Seconds to Mars, which is the band that he runs with.
Oh, there you go. Well done. And if you want to know more about the Jared Leto fan club, please
Yeah, I'm not in that.
Yeah, no. But I did like it. I liked the way he looked. He was how I imagined the Joker should be. So, yeah, I liked him as the Joker. Not everyone did. I know it got some really bad reviews, but each to their own, and I liked it. Tell you another franchise that I've loved since I was a kid, another movie sort of series, is the Jurassic World series. I mean, I'm a bit of a geek. Well, massive nerd from when I was a kid, and I was hugely into dinosaurs as a kid. Wanted to be a paleontologist, and just fell in love with those films. I can't wait for the next one, which is out soon.
Not soon.
Ish.
Next year.
Yes, soonish. Yeah, absolutely love the Jurassic Park, Jurassic World films.
You also liked Indiana Jones, but
I did used to like Indiana Jones.
The other day, who was it?
I don't know.
What was the
I don't know what you're talking about.
There's a company making an Indiana Jones game, but more of a like a real life version rather than Lego or.
What?
So it's not animated.
I know, but I'm confused. I liked Indiana Jones. I used to like them when I was a kid. Haven't watched Indiana Jones in years.
No, but there was.
But yeah, I used to like Indiana Jones.
I'm sure there was a tweet.
I like action films. I definitely am more into action films than I am horror.
Who tweeted about Indiana Jones?
But yeah, the Jurassic Park, Jurassic World series is great. I really like Chris Pratt as well.
I wanted to say EA, but I don't think it was EA. If anyone's got any ideas, if they want to chuck it in the chat, as if I don't find it first. It might have been EA, Bethesda. I can't remember. Maybe someone else now.
Someone's making a game.
Somebody is making.
Nope. I just completely got tongue-tied there. Someone's making a game of what? Indiana Jones. I cannot find the safety pin. Oh. So yeah, if you're enjoying any of the conversations we're talking about, feel free to join in the chat. And don't forget, you can follow us on Facebook, on Twitter and on YouTube, and hopefully on Instagram soon once we get our figure out and sort that out. And I'm the Magpie, and I've been talking to KD. We've been chattering away on here, so if there's anything you'd like us to talk about, then send us a message in the chat. And also on Friday we're doing a 5 nights sticker giveaway. You just have to be following our Twitch and you have to comment FNAF in the chat whilst KD is live. It has to be while he's live on Friday, and he's going to be playing 5 Nights 4 and Sister Location. So it has to be while he's live. If you comment before or after the live, you won't be eligible. But other than that, we are giving away free 5 Nights stickers.
It was Bethesda.
It was Bethesda.
I knew it was, but I had a feeling it was Bethesda. They tweeted that the game was in development, but it was still early days. I knew I'd seen it somewhere. I had a feeling in the back of my mind that it was Bethesda that was saying about it.
And also another stream that we recommend is Lurching Eye Gaming. She plays a lot of zombie stuff.
Yeah, she also does a lot of
and she does some jump scares.
Phasmophobia.
Yeah. Emily
wants to play.
That's what it's called. So yeah, if you like that sort of thing, or you just want to support some more women in gaming, go and follow Lurching Eye Gaming. What are we going to talk about now?
Films or
films or
media that you think would adapt well into a video game.
Meaning
that hasn't already been adapted into a video game.
What do you mean?
So
you don't even know what you mean.
No, like they're bringing out an Indiana Jones.
Oh, you mean a film that would make a good computer game?
Yeah, did I not say it?
No.
Okay, so
you said it in a really roundabout.
So,
what the hell is he talking about?
So
kind of way. Films that I think would make good computer games
that haven't already been made, or have been made into a video game, but would be better. You know,
I don't know if they would make good games, but I don't know if it would make a good game. But I think that video game companies are missing a trick by not cashing in on how many women, particularly, watch the rom-com type of film. There's nothing gaming wise that I know of that would appeal to people who do rom-coms. So, you know, like Letters to Juliet, all that kind of stuff. Well, that's not so much comedy, but you know what I mean? 13 going on 30, that sort of thing. If there was a rom-com video game type thing that would appeal to fans of the rom-com, men like them too, as much as women do. They're just not as open about it. But I do feel that video games are lacking that side of things. They're aimed at kids, or they're aimed at shooting, and they're aimed at that sort of stuff. There's nothing really in that genre, and I think I'd quite like to see that, not necessarily for me to play, but I think it would open up gaming to a much wider audience.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Sort of the rom-com genre, like the romantic comedy having some way of playing games like that.
So give us an example of a film that would translate.
Well, like 13 going on 30, or something like you know, it would be like, I suppose it would play almost like Sims, but like a rom-com type thing. I don't know.
Character,
maybe, or a male character. It doesn't have to be female. Non-gender specific, doesn't matter.
I say it about all the films. They have the same narrative. So,
they do.
So she'd have a boyfriend at the start
who's a bit of a douche.
Who was an arsehole, and she'd fall for the guy who she met down the street when she fell over.
Or, you know, the person she should have been with is her best friend all along, or, you know, that kind of thing.
So that would be the
but, well, like the comedy, Isn't It Romantic? I absolutely loved that film with Rebel Wilson in it. I thought it was hysterical. It pointed out all of those tropes that they have in those sort of films. But people, look at how popular Hallmark is. Look at how popular the Hallmark channel is, and all of that stuff, all the cheesy kind of stuff, the feel-good stuff, I guess. And people like that because it makes them feel better about things, and they like watching that positivity. And even though we all know it's a load of old pants, it's even the positivity of it all.
The other night when you sat there and you were going through all the Hallmark films, even you were like, one of these films, she's going to move to a small town.
Oh yeah, I think they're all the same.
They always move to a small town. Their boyfriend is either on his way, or she's on her way to see him.
That's true.
Something happens. She bumps into the new guy, who's a bit of a, you know, oh, what are you doing here, little lady? And
a bit of a jerk.
He's a bit of a jerk, and he treats her not badly, but he's not nice. And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, I really like him.
Yeah, I'm not saying they're great films, but what I'm saying is people
bringing that sort of narrative into.
But people like a positive story. People like, particularly like around Christmas. That's why Hallmark is popular, because people like to kind of know the ending, and you always know the ending you're going to get in a rom-com. You know the ending you're going to get in a Hallmark film. You know the ending you're going to get in any of that stuff.
Yeah.
But it's the cheerful, sort of silly, brightly coloured, whatever it is, it's that.
Yeah.
And there's nothing like that in the video game community that I know of.
No.
And I think they're missing a trick, because I think it would attract, I mean, I know friends of mine who would watch rom-coms back to back, but have never picked up a computer game controller because it doesn't interest them, because they don't feel there's anything that applies to them. And I know it doesn't have to be rom-com, but it would be nice to see some games that catered to a different narrative that isn't military, horror, jumpy, hidden object. You know, there was something that catered to a different narrative.
The way they could portray those, and they have tried them recently, I've seen some in the store, is interactive.
I don't necessarily mean it has to be rom-com, but just something different to appeal to a different audience.
Interactive movie type games. So you sit there and watch it, and you make choices which are pre-recorded consequences of how that story is going to play out for that person.
But that's still not quite what I mean.
I don't know how else you would be able to
maybe something Sims like, but that followed actual plot lines.
Yeah, these these interactive.
Yeah, but if it's a movie, it's not like a game where you are moving your character around and there's side things you can do and stuff like that.
But it's also
Sort of an open world, but there is a specific plot line and a specific mission that the aim is to follow the plot of the movie, but there are subplots or side plots or other things.
But if somebody who watches films,
if they can do it for Indiana Jones, they can do it for, I don't know, Letters to Juliet. I'm using that as an example because that's the only one that pops in my head at the moment.
But if somebody who watches rom-com films doesn't really game, having something that you wouldn't have to know that LB, RB, RT.
No, but people would learn that just because someone watches a rom-com doesn't make them thick.
No, but
it's just
to get that started, they can do interactive, like they've got someone there, but they're not.
But there's nothing. It's like I like games you can get your teeth into. Like I said, same as I like films. They have to have a good plot line. And yeah, I watch a rom-com sometimes. That's light relief. I watch comedies. I watch all kinds of films. I watch anything once. But I feel that in movies there are so many different genres. But in gaming, it's a lot narrower.
You never watched Sharknado?
I'm really not interested.
Yeah.
I said they have to have a good plot. Something called Sharknado is not
good. You said you'd give anything a chance.
I will, but if it's called Sharknado, I'm going to be biased against it, I'm afraid. Anything called Sharknado.
Lords of Salem? You never gave
Oh my god, that was rubbish.
House of a Thousand Corpses?
Rubbish. I loved Devil's Rejects, though. Devil's Rejects was fantastic. House of a Thousand Corpses was absolute rubbish. Rubbish. The Fishman, Fishboy, whatever. Rubbish. I did watch it. I gave it a chance. I watched it, and I thought it was absolute rubbish.
A bit like Howard and Raj sitting there watching House of a Thousand
Corpses. Yeah, it was dire. My God, I was watching House of a Thousand Corpses and thinking, oh my God, has it only been on 10 minutes? I've got another hour or two of this. It's terrible. It's absolute rubbish. But Devil's Rejects, fantastic film. The other films that I really liked was Natural Born Killers. I loved Natural Born Killers.
Yeah, it's a good film.
That's a brilliant film.
I'm going to go make a hot drink.
Are you going to make a tea?
Yeah.
So yeah, if you guys who are watching, if there's anyone watching, who knows, because you might be bored of us, but if you're watching, let us know whether you have any films that you like or any genre that you would like to see in gaming.
Another program they could transfer over, I just thought of it. Because
he was going to make a tea, but he's come back to say this, so it must be important.
They can do it as like they did with The Walking Dead. They can do a Telltale game series of Supernatural.
Have they done that with Walking Dead? Oh yeah, they did. Yeah, Supernatural's great. I really like Supernatural, actually.
Like they did with Back to the Future, they could do just some short episodes with Sam and Dean.
Yeah.
But do it like they did the first season, where it was episode based per creature rather than massive overarching storyline. They could literally just transfer season 1 into like little Telltale episodes.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, see, that could work. I like Supernatural. But yeah, I was just thinking that things that appeal to a wider audience. So while KD's out of the room, what I was thinking was like things that apply to a wider audience. Like I said, there's shoot 'em up games, there's side-scrolling sort of Mario, those sort of games, and Sonic, and there's hidden objects, and there's all this sort of stuff, and mystery games. But there's not really anything that appeals to people who maybe like the softer movies, or like I said, like a rom-com, or it doesn't have to be a rom-com, but they're just the best example I can think of that I don't believe is represented anywhere in the gaming community. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you know of any rom-com style games that are represented in the gaming community, let me know. Yeah, it doesn't have to be a rom-com, but just, genres you would like to see made into games. See, so this game, if you've been following it while we've been rabbiting away, it is getting that little bit creepier. We've got, again, I can't remember her name, but she was going to be going home because her dad was sick, and suddenly she's too sick to go anywhere. And as you can see, probably before I've even finished this puzzle, that Charles here is loitering outside the door. So
Just poke my head back
evil
real quick.
he is. Yeah,
Another
not
telltale.
you. Evil he is as KD walks in the room. I wasn't talking about you.
Another Telltale series they could do.
Okay.
Moving on from Supernatural, Grimm.
Grimm. I love Grimm.
They could do little Grimm series.
I do love Grimm. See, I have another collection that I'm a bit crazy about. Is I really love folklore. So, I mean, I know there was a game called Folklore. I really liked that at one point, but that's an aside. I am hugely into folklore from around the world. So, you know, myths and legends and stories from around the world. So, I mean, I've got collections of books with Latvian fairy stories, the origins of like Cinderella with the fur slipper, and the origins of Snow White from Germany, you know, and Hansel and Gretel, and sort of the originals. So anything related to sort of the myths and legends and folklore and fairy tales, I find interesting, not just listening to the actual story, but sort of where they came from, what the story's about, that sort of stuff I find fascinating. And King Arthur, that's my other big thing. King Arthur and Merlin and that sort of stuff. Love anything related to any of that. So yeah, Grimm was amazing when Grimm was out. I was gutted when that finished. I loved Grimm.
Thinking about Grimm, like fairy tales, you could almost do that as a...
See, that's another reason I like hidden object games. A lot of hidden object games are based around like Dark Parables in the series, and there's different ones, and they're all based around the sort of fairy tale folklore stuff. There's like Beauty and the Beast themed ones and stuff, but they're not the Disney version.
But you could make a series of games on one disc, as it were, one game. The Grimm fairy tale collection as portrayed as a game.
Yeah.
So it's... I mean, I wouldn't necessarily do them as like a big first-person game. I would do them as a side-scroller, almost like a Mario type.
Oh no.
I wouldn't do them as
I'm not a fan of side
because
scrollers.
then you could do each level as a side-scroller that's like Hansel and Gretel, like Ravenhearst Hidden. Tell the Grimm fairy tales, but through a side-scrolling.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I love the Grimm fairy tales, King Arthur, Robin Hood, all of the sort of old myths and folklore. And like I said, I collect books about those things. I collect stories from around the world, like Anansi the Spider, and all those different sort of stories. I collect those, so seeing those, seeing those as games would be great. I mean, I know, like I said, some hidden object games follow that narrative, so there are Beauty and the Beast and things like that. I don't necessarily mean I'm into the Disney versions. I've watched the Disney versions, but that doesn't mean that's what I'm into. I'm more interested in the ones that are less well known, or where you find out where they came from, like the fact that Snow White is apparently, from one of the things that I've read, I mean, there's different versions of the origins, but like Snow White being based on a young girl from a mirror factory in Germany, I want to say, and her dad remarried and her stepmother poisoned her and killed her. But her stepmother was a little bit crazy, and she would talk to the mirror there, and her magic mirror is apparently, and I say that magic mirror in inverted commas because the mirror she used to talk to is apparently in a museum in Germany. And basically, yeah, she killed this young girl, which was terrible. So it becomes a true crime story. But she, yeah. And they think possibly what made her go crazy was the things they were using to make mirrors back then. So, you know, I like that sort of thing where you find out where it came from. And another version that I've heard of Hansel and Gretel, the original story, was it was made up by a baker because he didn't like the baker he was competing against who lived across the road. So he made up this story that she'd cooked and eaten kids and had her chased out of town. And she was chased out of town and possibly even burnt at the stake based on a story that he'd made up. And that story became the modern day Hansel and Gretel. That's what I heard anyway. So if you've heard any origins of any stories, I'd be interested to know. And if that's something you'd like me to talk about more, let me know and I'll do that. So I'll quite happily talk about stories until I'm blue in the face. But KD is back, and I assume he's got more to say about...
I am. I'm just having a look at... because I thought...
and I'm going to drink some tea that he's brought me.
I thought I'd heard the Grimm side-scrolling for the games. I thought I'd heard them before. It looks like that they are Grimm Dark Legacy.
Oh, so you didn't come up with a great idea. You stole someone's idea. You'd seen it somewhere and thought you imagined it.
This is completely different.
Okay.
Yeah, this is like you play as the ancestors of the Grimm. Your story takes place inside the Vesson Journal feature.
Oh, it's still cool though.
The hit NBC TV series. So I think it's more played alongside like the TV show.
That's still cool though. Right, I'm stuck trying to find an egg timer. Oh no, I'm not stuck. There it is.
Yeah, another film they could bring into.
We've started him off now.
Yeah, I'm gonna spout all my my game ideas. They'll be
Go
gone.
ahead.
7 could be adapted to.
7. That would be quite dark.
Yeah, it would be like.
Not necessarily a bad thing, but yeah, that would have to be quite dark.
I'm trying to think what game it's sort of like. Now,
No.
Be first person, and you would obviously because following the film, you're following a serial killer, so you would be.
Would you be the serial killer, or would you be the person trying to catch him?
No, you'd be the person trying to catch them.
So would it be like, oh, what was it? The LA detective series that was on a game. There was an LA.
So that's what I think was in my head.
Oh, I can't even think. It plays a bit like Grand Theft Auto, but like you're a detective. Like the gameplay is similar.
What,
Like
LA
the
Noire?
way you move around and
LA Noire.
something like that.
No, not like that.
You know what I mean, though?
Yeah.
Like,
See, I would see it as like you get the call if something's happened, and you go to that scene, and you investigate, and you find clues, and you.
so like the CSI games,
Sort of, but
or
darker.
Hidden Object.
And more based around the film 7 and the story.
Well, yeah,
around
obviously it'd be based around 7, but
Yeah.
like, how would you do it? Like Hidden Object or like the CSI games?
Probably a little bit like CSI games, but not just sitting there like you're doing at the minute and clicking on objects. You'd have to walk around the room and find objects. You'd have to possibly move things. Wouldn't just be in one room. You'd have to go around the whole apartment. You'd have to check the doors.
Yeah, some Hidden Object games are like that. They vary.
Yeah. But this one, you would physically be like first-person camera angle. You walk in. You could walk into rooms. You could check everything in that area. Light switches. There might be other police officers, witnesses around. You talk to them. You build up as much as you can
Mm-hmm.
to then eventually find the serial killer, which probably in the end would be like the scene with Walter the Box.
Do you know, in my head, I went, Kaiser Sose? But that's not that
He
film,
was-
is
he
it?
was in the box.
That isn't him at all. But in my head, I went, it's Kaiser Sose, but it's not. No, that's a completely different film. Okay, I can't find any of these 3 things, so help would be grand. Bowl of fruit. Bills. Now, I don't know what it means. Oh, bills. There you go. I found bills. It meant money. And snowflake.
I didn't see the money on here. It's behind the band.
Okay, but I'm looking for a snowflake and a bowl of fruit.
Looking for a snowflake.
I am looking for a snowflake.
Looking for a millennial.
I consider myself to be a snowflake.
It's going to be in something, I reckon.
A snowflake and a bowl of fruit.
What's that there?
But what did I hover
Is that
over?
a brooch?
That, yeah, no, I thought that was it, but no.
Yeah, sorry, your stream is behind what I'm looking at here.
Oh, there's the bowl of fruit. Okay. So I just need a snowflake. I think I might leave this room and go to one of the others. Okay.
What about a short video game with like the number one ladies detective agency?
No, I don't think that would work. Although, yeah, see, it's another genre that's not necessarily being touched on. Although crime stuff is being touched on in gaming.
Yeah.
Not as much though as you would think.
It's the mainstream stuff is all shooting. War.
That's what I mean. Yeah, all the mainstream stuff seems to be
This was another
that
thing.
sort of thing.
This was another thing I was thinking of. Sorry,
Okay.
I cut you off.
Yeah, go on.
Because they focus on the main events that happened throughout our time. So they've covered World War One, they've covered World War Two.
Oh yeah.
They've just covered the Cold War.
Mm-hmm.
In so many years' time, they're probably going to cover the Iraq War. Because
Or the Gulf War.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Iraq War was more of my time than what I.
The Gulf War.
So
Anyway.
So what year was the Gulf War?
Oh God, now you're asking. Anyway, what about
So
it?
it didn't.
Because I can't remember.
So that didn't lead on from the events of.
What? Why? What are you asking?
Well, the events that happened after 9/11.
All right.
At
Yeah.
some point within the next 10, 15 years, that will then become.
Do you think so?
That would be coming around as a.
I don't know.
As a vocal point for Call of Duty because they look at.
I don't know.
events from
I think,
history.
yeah, but the thing is, all of those events through history, the gamers are not of an age to remember.
No, but
I think 9/11 is too close to the mark because a lot of gamers will remember that
that's what I mean
actually
in
happening.
10, 15, 20 years time.
No, I think it would have to be like, you think how long ago was the Second World War that they're covering? You know what I mean? So it's like, it would have to be quite a bit further on, I think, because I think it would be, I don't know, some people I think would find it too close to the mark or may find it upsetting. I mean, I may be wrong. They may do that,
mean,
but
they
I
covered-
don't think they would because I
covered
think they would
Vietnam.
be
Not that long ago.
true, but I don't know. I think they would be,
I was just thinking the
dunno.
other day that they cover historical wars, and technically that was a war that was happening, and because Call of Duty plays upon those wars and looking at World War Two, World War One, they're doing the Cold War at the minute.
yeah, I suppose.
That is a war that has happened now that's in our history.
Yeah, but it's very modern.
No, but that's why I said in 10, 15, 20 years'
Oh,
time, when, okay, so that was in...
so 20 odd years. So what was your point about that anyway?
That it's weird to think that within 10, 15, 20 years' time, that will be a video game. That could be a video game.
Do you think
that
that,
draw upon.
do you think they'll ever draw on what we're experiencing now? 2020, COVID, the pandemic. I mean, I know there are games about the pandemic and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But do you ever think they'll do, I don't know, Sims Coronavirus Edition where they have to stay indoors and not kill each other, you know, or something?
No.
Do you think they will ever draw on this specific pandemic for a
No.
game? Like, because I know there's games that are based around outbreaks and zombie epidemics and blah, blah, blah.
No, I don't
But
think
do you
there's
think
a-
they'll ever draw on this?
No, I don't think there's a draw on this.
You don't think there's any way they can do that?
No.
Or do you
I
think...
this hasn't been a... I mean, yes, it's been a bad pandemic, but it's not been...
But it has in different countries. I mean, well, in this country, it's killed so many people.
When you play a game of pandemic,
It's
basically...
normally zombies and stuff like that.
No, but not necessarily, because some of the other games, it's the game Pandemic itself is just about how to think it's played out like a board game. I did play a little bit of it once, and I think it was quite late. I didn't really sort of get into it, so I haven't gone back to it. But you're looking at the entire world, and there is a pandemic breaking, and you're trying to put doctors and a pandemic game is pretty much just a pandemic game. There's not going into people mutated into zombies and the dead rose over here. It was just a.
That's what I mean. So do you think they'll do like, I don't know, a theme hospital version?
No. You're not going to get Pandemic, the COVID edition.
Yeah, that's what I wondered. Do you think that would ever happen?
I don't think they'll draw on that.
So you don't think so?
No. No, I don't think they'll draw on that.
Why? Or
because I think a pandemic game is a pandemic game. It doesn't. I don't think it changes to get much a virus outbreak. That's you can put any name on it.
yeah, I just thought, yeah.
I don't see it as a draw. Okay, so a game that has been out previously that hasn't had an update that you know of to bring it forward, so it's either enhanced or it's changed the way it's played. Would you think?
Sorry, say that again.
So a game that was out before that hasn't been like remastered or re-released in a modern day graphics wise, or
so a game that hasn't been remastered.
Yeah. Is there anything you can think of that actually they could remaster that and bring that up to now with better graphics and it would do well? Is there anything you can think of that they might have done? I can tell you if they haven't done it, or if there's a game where you think actually that's what I did back then, and actually it would look better now in a first person telling of the game.
No, I can't think of any. I mean, what games have I got? Really old games like Abe's Odyssey and stuff like that.
So they've re-released
really old games that I used to play.
Crash Bandicoot is that one they've redone.
Yeah, Crash Bandicoot's good. What other games have I got? Really old games. I've got, what is it, like Where in the World's Carmen San Diego and stuff. Really old games. The original Star Wars games, not the original Star Wars, but you know,
the pod racer one. They've just
no, the one that I've got for really old PC. Do you know the one I mean? It's based on like the first Phantom Menace game. It's really pixely and really like everyone's head looks like it's made out of triangles.
Yeah. At the time, they did release across every platform, so there's probably not. I mean, they've just also the.
I'm trying to think of what other games I've got. That I tell you another series of games that I really enjoyed, and I think the second one's coming out, Beyond Good and Evil.
Yeah, that's been in the pipeline for a while.
Yeah, that I loved Beyond Good and Evil. The first one was great. I mean, I don't know if anyone's watching, I don't know if anyone's played Beyond Good and Evil, but one of the ways, I mean, you play the game there is fighting and aliens and so on and so forth. There's a lot of anthropomorphic animals, but what I liked was one of the ways you made money was by photographing, and it was a achievement to photograph all the creatures on the planet. And I remember my good friend Amanda, we'd got so engrossed playing the game that we were walking through the town centre like the next day, and she was like, "There's a seagull, get a photo." And I just looked at her like she was crazy because she realised. And then she went, "Oh no, we're not playing the game now, are we?" I just remember that really distinctly. But yeah, I loved Beyond Good and Evil. I played it, it was years ago. I mean, I what, about 2006, 2007 when I first played it, and then I remember you downloading it for me last year before, and I had a go on it, and that was brilliant. It was really, really nice to play it again because that's such a good game.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's any games.
I know a game that I want to see on Xbox, or two games that I want to see on Xbox that are not, because they're only on PlayStation, that I know of, that I used to really enjoy, were Ratchet and Clank and Jak and Daxter. I used to love those games, and they don't have them on the Xbox, which to me is really disappointing because I used to really like those.
Well, that's one exclusive that Sony has to get people onto.
Yeah.
Like Microsoft's got Halo.
Yeah, I'm not bothered by Halo though.
No,
I'm bothered by those.
Okay,
I like Jak and Daxter, and I like Ratchet and Clank, and there's nothing. Is there anything really like that on Xbox? I'd say no.
I mean, at the minute.
I mean, I played. Oh, what's it called? Yuka and Laylee, and that was not very good.
Yeah.
It was okay.
Banjo Kazooie. That was a Nintendo 64 game.
I mean, Yuka Laylee was okay, but I really enjoyed Jak and Daxter, and I really liked Ratchet and Clank. And I was a bit disappointed that I couldn't play those once I made the jump to Xbox. So really, we need to buy me a PlayStation just to play those games.
No, not really.
You don't think so?
You've been live almost 3 hours.
Have I? It's been
2
nice to be
hours,
chatting.
47 minutes, 50 seconds.
Well, it doesn't look like anyone's watching, so who cares? I'll just carry on playing
There's
for a
2
bit.
people watching, but I don't know if that's me and you.
Well, I'm not watching, I'm playing.
Yeah, but you're watching on your phone and I'm watching on the laptop.
No, I'm not. I wasn't.
So again, I'd like to see on.
But yeah, I'm sure there's games that are on Xbox that PlayStation players would like to see. So maybe you could do a trade. Get me Jak and Daxter and Ratchet and Clank in exchange for some Xbox stuff.
Well, the Xbox have some good exclusives.
So what are exclusives to Xbox that someone like me might enjoy who doesn't like horror films?
What are the Xbox?
That doesn't like. I don't like the horror genre. So Assassin's Creed isn't specific to Xbox, is it?
No.
So what is there that I might enjoy?
Fable.
Yeah, I love Fable. But is Fable specific to Xbox?
Yes, they're exclusives.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
Yeah, the Fable series is only on Xbox. Which is, I don't know if there's one due this year. There's one.
See, there was another game that I really liked, and that was another 6-axis-y game. 2, there was Heavenly Sword, and there was one that was called Folklore or Fairy Tale, one or the other. That was really good. That one you had to you were attacked by fairies and stuff, and you had to pull the spirit out of them. It was really strange, but it was a really good game. That was a fair few years ago. Not loads, but in game talk, probably thousands of years.
So what we got that you might be interested in? You're not interested in Halo.
Mm-mm. That's what I mean. For me, watching Twitch streams and stuff, I'm not really that bothered by watching racing or shooting or horror. So
technically,
I wanted to put something out that
this
was
game
for different people.
called Lake.
Lake.
It's September the 1st, 1986. You take on the role of the 40-something Meredith Weiss, who returns from the big city to her quiet hometown. See, this is hitting.
Oh, it sounds like a Hallmark film.
As it goes on, she exchanges her busy career at a software company to fill in for her.
Oh, maybe they are making.
The local mail carrier. During her 2-week stay in beautiful Providence, Oregon, she runs into a few familiar faces as well as plenty of new folk.
What?
You get to decide who to talk to and who to befriend, or even start a romantic relationship with. Whatever happens at the end of her stint, she'll have to make up her mind to return to her demanding job in the big city, or stay in the town she grew up So
I take
there's
it
a
back.
game-
There's a Hallmark game.
There is a Hallmark game throughout the lake.
I take it back. There is a Hallmark game. Hush my mouth.
Says it's due out this year.
I
but,
love that.
yeah.
I think it's nice. They're catering to a different audience. It's not necessarily a game I would play, but it's a game that would appeal to a different kind of audience. And I think that's the thing is a lot of the time people go with what works. So yeah, building games work, hidden object games work, shooting games work. But then if you do something a little bit out of your comfort zone, you might hit a different sort of vein of society that have never bothered with games, but then finally there's a game for them.
A game that's not. I mean, you might like it, but I don't think you will because I think it might be horror.
I don't mind horror. It depends on what it is.
There's Sable.
Sable. What's Sable?
Sable is sort of an alien planet. It looks like the artwork of Geiger.
Okay.
As soon as I saw the trailer, I was like, "Oh, there's an alien game coming," but it's not alien. But they've used a lot of Geiger.
Okay, I like Geiger's artwork.
They've used a lot of Geiger inspired artwork in it. It's the way the game looks,
Okay.
which another game I'm sort of looking forward to. Another game that you might like, Psychonauts. Ever played the first one?
I did play the first one a long time ago. I wasn't mad on it. It was alright.
Psychonauts, it's not console exclusive because it's coming across. But this one is coming to Game Pass, so this one will be free upon release, so you can jump straight into that one.
Yeah, I wasn't exactly like massively into that, but it was alright.
This one's for me. I'm quite sad to admit this one. Flight Simulator.
Really? I've never got into simulator games, but you've played that. What's it called? Goat Simulator. That I will never understand.
That's
why
fun.
anyone wants to play Goat Simulator.
I did download.
Don't get me wrong, I like goats. Goats are lovely. Goats are great, and good luck to the goats of the world. But I wouldn't want to be one, and I wouldn't want to pretend to be one, so I don't get it.
I did download the Train Simulator.
Yeah, that I don't get it.
I did play that.
If you want to be a train driver, go be a train driver. Or go learn. Just I don't get it.
Okay. I liked the Flight Simulator.
Although,
because...
to be fair, train and pilot, I kind of get because isn't it supposed to be like every kid's dream to be a train driver or a pilot? So yeah, I kind of get that.
On PC, there is Firefight Simulator.
Yeah, see that I kind of get. Because I suppose they're jobs people may have wanted to do but haven't been able to for some reason. But Goat Simulator.
Goat Simulator.
And isn't there a goose one?
It's a spoof game. That's you know, it's not Goose Simulator.
It's like that though. And it's not a goat simulator. You're not looking through the goat's eyes being a goat in that way. You're just moving a goat around. So you're not really simulating being a goat. Simulating being a goat would be looking through their weird eyes. And, you know, behaving as if you're a goat.
Yeah. There's Farm Simulator.
So it's just play as a goat. How do you simulate a farm? You mean you be the farmer?
Yeah.
There's hundreds of farm games, though.
No, but this is like...
You know, Farm Frenzy and...
No, this isn't like looking down on a farm. You literally go to the barn, you jump in the tractor, you go out and you plough the field, you
okay.
put down the crops, you go and you go get the tractor, you drive. It takes time to go and do these things. You don't just hover over it.
No,
like,
see,
yeah, that's all watered.
a kind of this type of game that I really enjoy it, and it's weird because, you know, it's not something that you should, I don't know if you should enjoy it or not, but I find it a weird concept that people enjoy playing them. It's time management games. Like Diner Dash, all that kind of stuff. I play that sort of thing on my phone, like the Delicious Emily games and stuff. I played those on my phone. And yeah, because it's like working, so I don't know why I enjoy playing them. But yeah, I just do, and I really enjoy time management games.
Okay, it's not Sable. That's the Geiger-inspired one. I misread this thing because the picture was at the bottom. It's actually Scorn. It's an atmospheric first-person horror adventure.
Okay, Scorn.
Scorn.
Sorry, that stuttered as a Scorn.
Yeah. It's not. You know, you're not going to open it up and find like an acronym of Scorn.
Okay.
That kind of
Okay, we're looking for grapes here and we can't find any. Okay, I'm going to go to a different... There we go, I'm going to go here. I suppose I should stop soon.
Well, if you stop in the next 3.5 minutes, you'd be on the 3 hour mark.
I don't know that I want to stop, but I might have to stop.
Oh, one thing that's been rumoured to be coming, Ubisoft Plus, I want to say, a bit like EA Play and the Game Pass, a catalogue of Ubisoft games available, whether they put it into the Game Pass like they did with EA, or they start it off with a separate subscription payment. But that means you'd have access to like all the Assassin's Creed games on a catalogue rather than having the discs. You'd have access to Watch Dogs. You'd have access to all of the, or whatever they put into this form of games.
Right.
Yeah, it's rumoured that Ubisoft are going to follow like EA and the Game Pass and have a digital form of games available for people to dip into.
Okay.
Which could be interesting. Something to keep an eye on. Definitely the way that video games now seem to be going. There's not, at a time, it used to be nice to have this physical copy of the game that you had, but even for myself now, I won't go to the shops to get a game. I will now digitally download it and have it there ready to go. I haven't got to worry about the disc not working.
Yeah, but then if things get taken off of Game Pass, do you ever really have ownership?
Things get taken off of Game Pass.
Exactly.
But
then you've never got ownership.
No. But if it's a game that I'm not worried about, I won't then purchase it. If I play it through Game Pass, then I think actually there's still more I can get out of that.
Okay, but if it's a digital download, can they not still
because you pay
remove it? Yeah, so
it's not like Netflix where after a while they've got to clear the cache of what they've got stored. The digital games are there. The only thing I've got to do is I've got to watch my storage that I don't overfill on digital games.
Or buy 500 hard drives like we have.
I've only got one now. I just need to spend the £200-300 on the terabyte memory card to chuck in the back of the Xbox.
So if people would like to donate for Craig to spend £200-300 for a multiple terabyte hard drive,
it's not much, it's 1 terabyte.
For a 1 terabyte hard drive,
I'm hoping
feel free to donate £300.
I'm hoping that somebody comes up with a device that plugs into the same slot that then plugs into a hard drive as SSD, so that you can still run those games like you would be able to off of the card. There's going to be something that comes out at some point that plugs in. You plug that into the hard drive, and then it runs the games.
I don't think this has many more levels to go.
Well, you're 3 hours in.
I know. So bear with me a sec. There's probably about another 5 levels, so maybe I won't play all of them today.
Well, I think if you leave that there.
No, I was thinking I'll do one more level, because this will be my last level, and then when we get to the diary entry I'll stop, and then next week we'll carry on this game and possibly have time to start the second game, Return to Ravenhearst.
Yep.
Okay, so we're going to carry on this level, but once we've completed the diary page and read the diary page, we'll stop there. So we'll just finish this page, this chapter, I want to say. We'll finish this one and then we'll stop there for today. What am I looking for? A butterfly, an angel, shovel, a flower, and a mip. I mean, let us know if there's any topics you want me and KD to discuss next Saturday when we'll be back again. I'll be Hidden Object Gaming and we'll just be chatting about random topics that appeal to us, mostly gaming related if we can think of anything gaming related. But if not, it'll be anything that pops in our heads. So if you've got any idea for a theme you would like us to discuss, then let us know. But otherwise, yeah, it gets pretty one-sided. We'll just be sat here rabbiting quite happily because it's what we do all the time anyway. But this time we'll be doing it live.
Also, give a shout out to Lurch and I Gaming. If you like your jump scares. Also, talking about jump scares, a little bit of a name drop here. I won't do this too often. And
What?
Yeah, Daz Black Games, or Daz Games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he is. He's my cousin.
Go watch Daz Black on YouTube. He does lots of good reaction videos.
Yeah,
he's a brilliant YouTuber, and go watch him. And also a couple of other gamers to watch out for is Paul Bro, and I want to say Wrench as well.
Yeah, Wrench.
There's a couple of others to watch out for, but particularly Lurching Eye Gaming, because, well, I feel like I should support other women in gaming. So yeah. I'm going to give her another shout out, Lurching Eye Gaming. And she's just made affiliate, so...
Yeah, I don't know, check her out.
So what am I looking for? Carrots. I hate carrots.
It's right, there might be raw carrots.
Yeah, I don't mind raw carrots. I just can't stand cooked carrot. It's just a random fact for you all to know about me now.
I was looking for like Batman.
Yeah.
I was thinking, not Robin.
If I was Robin. For anyone who doesn't understand, it's a reference to Mrs. Brown's Boys.
You're not Robin. Robin.
If I was Robin, I wouldn't be Robin. Okay, so last few bits of this level. So what am I looking for? A pick, a peeking eye. There's the pick.
Is that nice pick?
Yeah. Oh no, it's a pickaxe. A peeking eye. There it is. A lightning bolt, a bazooka. By a bazooka, I was thinking a big gun, but I bet it means one of those little things that you...
Not what the Swedish show uses, is it?
A
bazooki.
No, no. You know those little noisemakery things that kids have.
It's not gonna be like
is that a bazooka? You know what I mean? Yeah, no, not like a rocket launcher. I mean, it might be a rocket launcher, but I don't think it will.
I mean, there's a. I don't know if you just. Yeah.
Oh, there is a bazooka. Look, he had a bazooka.
See that in a minute.
It was a little toy soldier.
Oh yeah.
With a bazooka. It's weird for me thinking that you're watching it delayed.
Yeah, I'm about 5 seconds behind you.
A wishbone and a lightning bolt. So yeah, next week we're going to carry on with Ravenhearst and me and KD just rabbiting. Probably at 8 o'clock, possibly, maybe 7.
8 p.m. UK time.
No, I think I'm going to start at 7 next
7
week.
p.m. UK time.
Yeah, it'll be 7 p.m. UK time next Saturday. Because I think early afternoon just doesn't work. So at least we've had some people on the chat today. So yeah, 7 p.m. UK time. I'm going to carry on this, and then I will be clocking off of this in a minute. But
I'm still looking for a lightning bolt and a wishbone.
we are, but I'm busy rabbiting. So we will be streaming again, Hidden Object Games, next Saturday at 7. And me and KD will be chinwagging about who knows what, all different things. And then we will play Ravenhearst, but we'll also probably be playing some of Return to Ravenhearst, because I don't think that I've got enough of this game to play a couple of hours, although I might be wrong, and I might have enough of this, and it may just be this, but I think we'll probably finish this and play some of Return to Ravenhearst.
I'm not seeing a wishbone.
No, nor am I, so I'm going to leave there and go. Oh no, don't go back to the same place. So yeah, next week, sorry, I'll try to say that properly and clearly. Next week, 7 p.m. UK time, me and KD will be here. I'll be Hidden Object Gaming, and me and KD will be chatting. But during the week and tomorrow, KD will be live at different times with different games. I believe tomorrow he's playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Yep.
And that will be tomorrow evening at
8 p.m.
8 p.m. UK time. So tomorrow, 8 p.m. UK time, we've got KD playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla. And then he'll be playing some other games during the week as well.
Harmonica's on the shelf, second shelf up.
And then I'll be back on Saturday at 7 p.m. UK time with the rest of Ravenhearst, potentially the start of Return to Ravenhearst. Potentially the start of Return to Ravenhearst. And again, we'll just be rabbiting.
Pipe was on the desk last time. Does it come back like where they were before?
Yeah.
Her lungs at the top above that.
Yeah, I know, I had to find them last time. So yeah, the rest of this game and Return to Ravenhearst next week.
No, I think I saw a sharp now on the level before.
So yeah, next week we'll be finishing Ravenhearst, and we'll be doing Return to Ravenhearst, but obviously we won't be playing the whole game, but we'll be playing some of it.
It's also up on the first floor.
I was on the first floor.
Is that a pattern above and behind? Actually, that's not. I think it's just one of those where you click on random ones and it lights up.
Yeah, pretty much.
So depending on which one you click on.
Yeah.
But that does not make any sense to what I'm watching because I'm hearing clicking. And not really that hard, this one.
Shh, don't say that. It'll get really complicated. No, you've said that. You'll have jinxed me. No, that was wrong.
Yeah, you didn't do that one.
No, I don't think what I was doing there. Hang on. There we go.
I think it's like middle.
Yeah, I did it.
That's what I told you. It was middle.
That's what it is? That's because you told me.
Oh, you brought the batteries in. Oh, no, yeah. There's one at the bottom.
Uh-huh. Taking credit for my work,
Yeah. You've got to move the area on top, isn't it? Build your own game machine.
Remember this, you have to survive without touching the dots for 30 seconds. And you can't go upwards. And I just exploded myself because my mouse got stuck. It's not good that my mouse keeps getting stuck.
So what are you controlling? Are you controlling the dot or the line?
The dot. I have to not touch the lines for 30 seconds.
For some reason I thought the dot was the thing that was moving.
Which is fine, but when my mouse gets stuck...
Yeah. Is that going to move? It's not just going to be...
I can't remember what I'm supposed to catch on this one. I think it's just hearts.
Well, it's staying at 25 at the minute.
Maybe I'll put it out, I don't know.
Yeah, I think you've got to avoid the hearts. I think you need to hit 0.
Oh, bugger. Oh, sorry, excuse me. Like very primitive games that we were talking about earlier. Do you remember playing, what was it, the version of this Pong?
Yeah.
But it wasn't this angle, was it? Wasn't it horizontal?
Yeah, well...
It was like...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the original version was top one.
Yeah, I thought so. Okay, so every level you unlock a new room, and that room becomes one of the rooms you have to solve in the next level on top of the next room that you have to unlock. So you get one extra room every level. So every level has more rooms for you to solve. Probably should have said that at the start.
That Pong was the first commercially successful video game?
No, I didn't. Are you Googling random facts now?
No,
Run out of things to talk about. Let's just
quiz I
Google.
did ages ago.
Oh, okay.
The best-selling video game of all time is Minecraft.
Really? See, I've never got into Minecraft. I mean, if anyone can tell me the appeal, that would be great. I've just never got into it. Now, I don't normally mind building games. I like building games. But I've never really got into Minecraft or those sort of games.
Sonic the Hedgehog's original name was Mr. Needlemouse.
Mr. Needlemouse. I love that. He's a needle mouse. I like that. That's a better name for a hedgehog. We should just name them Needlemouse.
This one I found very strange because I had this game and I don't recall it having this. The UK versions of FIFA 2001 had a disc that you could smell the turf when you scratched
What?
it. You could smell grass.
You could smell grass?
When you scratched the disc.
Alright, so they had a scratch and sniff disc.
Yeah.
That's weird. That is weird.
Yeah. That's one to take to your pop quiz.
See, I kind of want to carry on playing. I won't because it's late, but I really want to because I'm enjoying it. Okay, so as you can see, the lady whose diary we're reading, whose name I keep forgetting, she's obviously very, very sick now because Charles is quite clearly poisoning her, because it was only after she said she was going to head home because her dad was sick that she got sick, which is, as Bailey would say, suspicious. He's horrible, man, and she should have said no when he proposed to her in the first place because he's a creep.
Down on your bottom right, first right, is the hand at the top of the tray.
What? Yeah.
Yeah, you had out there just now. Sure.
Did I? Oh, sorry, I was rabbiting and not. Sometimes I'm talking and I don't. Yeah, you sort of pick it up and twiddling it about, looking like you're doing something, but you're really not. Yeah, I do that a lot. Oh, for goodness sake, that is that one. So I think I'm going to be stopping after this puzzle as much as I don't want to, because I'm enjoying it regardless of who's watching. So I will click next so you can read this bit. Okay, so this is the introduction of Rose Somerset. Now, Rose is a character who features heavily in, I want to say, Return to Ravenhearst. I'm sure it's Return that she features a lot in. All of the women in this and the kids, all the victims from the films, no, all the victims from the Ravenhearst games, they are referenced in all of the other games as well. And Charles is also the protagonist in the second game. So I'm going to stop here. So that's the end of my stream today. It's been really nice sitting on here playing some games and just chatting away with KD. So like I said, if you've got any topics you want us to discuss in future, let us know. Otherwise, we'll just be sat here chatting about whatever we feel like. And I will be back at 7 p.m. next Saturday, 7 p.m. UK time, playing Ravenhearst, and then probably some of Return to Ravenhearst as well. Okay, so take care and I'll see you next week. Bye.